In the Sengoku Period, or Warring States Period, 1467-1568, Japan suffered from constant civil wars between the rival daimyo warlords with their own private armies, who knew they could ignore the shugo and other officials of the government, which was now impotent to enforce its will in the provinces. The central government, known as the shogunate, became increasingly weak and impotent during this period. The shogunate and its appointed officials, known as shugo, were no longer able to effectively enforce their authority in the provinces. The daimyo warlords operated as autonomous rulers in their territories, effectively disregarding the central government's authority. This decentralization of power led to intense rivalries and conflicts between the daimyo, resulting in widespread warfare and instability across the country. Among the chaos, there was a special orphan boy named Yoshi that begged in alleys, stole from shops along the way wherever he traveled to stay away from the conflicts. After a while, became very good at sneaking around and swiping what he needed to get them. He eventually became known as Tanooki, which is a Japanese raccoon dog in the region. They would say Tanooki strikes again as they go to grab a loaf of bread off of one of their displays. As Yoshi traveled through the countryside, he overhears hushed conversations and catches glimpses of suspicious activities in various towns and villages. Slowly, he pieces together the evidence of a sinister plot against innocent civilians. Encounter with a reclusive mentor. While walking through a forest, Yoshi accidentally stumbles upon a reclusive and wise old man who lives deep within the forest. Initially, the old man was angry at Yoshi because he has been by himself for the last 25 years in isolation. But he sees a fire and a passion in his eyes. At such a young age, by himself, he was determined to make it on his own. So he introduced himself as Roshi, a retired samurai. Yoshi was in shock. He's always heard stories about samurais, but never actually met one in person. Standing face to face with an actual legend, he begged and pleaded the retired samurai to teach him something, anything. After pestering the old man for a few hours, he finally broke down and agreed to show him his swords. Roshi went on to explain, Katana. The katana is the most iconic and well-known of all samurai swords. It is a curved, single-edged sword with a distinctive appearance. The katana was the primary weapon of the samurai, often worn edge up and thrust through an obi, a sash worn with traditional Japanese clothing. It was designed for versatile cutting and slashing movements and was effective in close-quarters combat. Wakizashi. The wakizashi is a shorter companion sword to the katana, and it was usually worn together with the katana as part of the samurai's daisho, a matched set of swords. The wakizashi is also a single-edged blade, but it is shorter than the katana, typically around 12 to 24 inches in length. It served as a backup weapon and was used for self-defense, indoors, or when the katana was not appropriate. Tanto. The tanto is a shorter dagger-like sword known for its straight blade. It was primarily used as a utility knife, and it was also a secondary weapon for the samurai. The tanto had a variety of uses, such as cutting through armor or for self-defense in close combat situations. These three types of samurai swords together, the katana, wakizashi, and tanto, formed the daisho set, which was a symbol of the samurai's social status and honor. The combination of these swords represent the samurai's readiness for different combat situations and the code of conduct we followed known as bushido. Yoshi became fascinated with the different types of blades and the history that came with them, so much so that he would to learn the different techniques it would take to wield each weapon. It didn't matter which one it was, the katana, wakizashi, tanto, tachi, uchigatana, nodachi, uchiyo-dachi, shirasaya, toruji, yari, naginata. He learned how to handle it, growing as a thief ninja. Under Roshi's guidance, Yoshi refines his thieving skills and learns the art of ninjutsu. He becomes proficient in stealth, disguise, and basic combat ability. At first, Yoshi is cautious and skeptical about Roshi's intentions, but the old ninja gradually gains his trust by showing genuine care and concern for the young boy's well-being. Over time, a strong bond forms between them, built on mutual respect and shared experiences. Roshi introduces Yoshi to the clandestine world of ninjutsu, teaching him the principles of stealth, concealment, and agility. He learns how to move silently, blend into shadows, and become virtually invisible in plain sight. Yoshi becomes adept at altering his appearance, donning various disguises to blend in with different environments and deceive potential adversaries. Roshi emphasizes the importance of maintaining his true identity, hidden, for a successful ninja must be a master of disguise. Roshi teaches Yoshi to embrace the darkness and use it to his advantage. He learns to strike swiftly from unexpected angles and to use the cover of night to navigate through dangerous territories. Recognizing the importance of self-defense, Roshi imparts basic combat skills to Yoshi. He learns to wield traditional ninja weapons like shurikens, kunai, and smoke bombs, as well as unarmed combat techniques to defend himself in dire situations. As Yoshi's training progresses, he is gradually exposed to real-life challenges and missions. Under Roshi's guidance, he takes on tasks that test his skills and determination, preparing him for the dangerous world he will soon face. As Yoshi completes his training and fully embraces the path of the ninja, he adopts the codename Tanooki as a tribute to his mentor and his own unique identity. Now, Tanooki stands ready to face the challenges that lie ahead, using his refined thieving skills and ninja abilities to bring hope and light to a world overshadowed by darkness and chaos. As Tanooki continues his journey, his training under Roshi leads him to uncover the sinister plot against innocent civilians. While he's investigating, he discovers a hidden underground chamber that contains a collection of ancient artifacts. Among them is a peculiar device or stone tablet inscribed with enigmatic symbols. Unbeknownst to Tanooki, this device was part of an ancient experiment conducted by a secret group seeking to gain unimaginable power during the chaotic Sengoku Period. The experiment involved tapping into mysterious energies to grant the participants extraordinary abilities, but it required a significant sacrifice. As Tanooki delves deeper into the plot, he encounters the rogue samurai and corrupt officials performing the experiment. They have kidnapped an innocent child to be the sacrifice for the ritual. Faced with an impossible choice, Tanooki decides to intervene and save the child, sacrificing himself in the process. In a desperate move to disrupt the ritual and protect the child, Tanooki activates the ancient device unintentionally, causing a surge of energy that engulfs him and the innocent child. The energy reacts with Tanooki's body on a cellular level, causing an unforeseen transformation. As the energy dissipates, Tanooki finds himself permanently transformed into a Tanooki, a creature with the ability to shapeshift. His DNA has been altered, and he now possesses the traits and abilities of the legendary raccoon dog. The rogue group's experiment fails as they didn't anticipate this unintended outcome. While they are temporarily stunned by the unforeseen turn of events, Tanooki uses his new form to escape with the child and hides in the shadows. Tanooki's transformation becomes a significant plot twist that shakes the rogue group's plans to the core. His unique abilities as a Tanooki prove to be invaluable in his subsequent efforts to foil their sinister plot against innocent civilians. As Tanooki finds himself permanently transformed with the ability to shapeshift, he is overwhelmed by the sudden change. He can transform into the appearance of various animals, including the Tanooki, but he doesn't understand how to control this newfound power. Tanooki, the ninja samurai. Confused and frightened, Tanooki seeks guidance from his mentor, Roshi, hoping the wise old ninja can help him understand and harness his shape-shifting abilities. Roshi is intrigued by the unexpected turn of events and vows to assist Tanooki in mastering his new powers. Roshi explains that this unique transformation is a rare gift bestowed upon Tanooki through the ancient experiment's unintended consequences. He assures Tanooki that he is not alone in this journey and that together they will uncover the full potential of his abilities. Under Roshi's guidance, Tanooki undergoes a new phase of training. Instead of focusing solely on traditional ninja techniques, they now delve into understanding the connection between Tanooki's emotions and his ability to shapeshift. Roshi explains that emotions can act as triggers for the shapeshifting process. Fear, determination, empathy, and other strong emotions can influence the animal Tanooki becomes when he shapeshifts. To control this power, he must learn to channel and focus his emotions. They embark on a series of training exercises to help Tanooki explore his shape-shifting abilities further. In one instance, Roshi takes him to a serene forest, where he encourages Tanooki to meditate and find inner peace. Through meditation, Tanooki learns to calm his mind and control his emotions, which in turn helps him control his transformations better. In another exercise, Roshi places him in challenging situations that evoke different emotions. Tanooki learns that by channeling specific emotions, he can shape-shift into animals that resonate with those feelings. For instance, a strong sense of empathy might cause him to transform into a bird, allowing him to soar above and gather information unnoticed. As Tanooki gains a deeper understanding of his shape-shifting abilities, he becomes more confident in his unique identity. He starts using his powers strategically to gather intel and protect innocent civilians. However, the rogue group and their sinister plot continue to escalate, posing greater threats to innocent lives. Tanooki realizes that he must confront the group head-on and put an end to their nefarious activities once and for all. With Roshi's unwavering support, Tanooki devises a plan to infiltrate the group's stronghold in his animal form, making use of his shape-shifting to bypass their defenses. His unique abilities allow him to gather crucial information without raising suspicion, and he shares his findings with the local authorities. The Shifter of Shadows. As the final confrontation between Tanooki and the rogue group approaches, tension and anticipation hang heavily in the air. Tanooki has gathered crucial intelligence on the group's plans and the location of their stronghold, a fortified castle hidden amidst the rugged terrain of a mountainous region. With the knowledge that time is of the essence, Tanooki and Roshi devise a meticulous plan of attack. They know that brute force alone will not be enough to overcome the well-armed and numerous rogue samurai and corrupt officials within the castle. Instead, they choose a more subtle approach, utilizing Tanooki's shape-shifting abilities to infiltrate the castle undetected. Under the cover of night, Tanooki slips through the castle's outer defenses, transforming into a nimble black cat. He nimbly maneuvers through narrow passages and climbs silently over walls, avoiding the guards patrolling the perimeter. Once inside, he shifts into the form of a small mouse, using its inconspicuous size to access hidden tunnels and secret chambers. Tanooki's keen senses allow him to eavesdrop on conversations and gather valuable information about the rogue group's plans. He discovers the extent of their sinister plot, involving not only exploitation but also mass oppression of innocent civilians in their quest for power and wealth. Roshi, stationed outside the castle, awaits Tanooki's signal to strike. With unwavering trust in his young protege, he remains vigilant and prepared to join the fight at a moment's notice. As Tanooki navigates deeper into the castle, he finds himself face to face with some of the rogue group's most formidable warriors. Shifting into the form of a swift and agile monkey, he engages in hit and run tactics, evading their attacks and delivering precise strikes. With each successful skirmish, the rogue group becomes increasingly agitated and desperate to catch the elusive shifter of shadows. They deploy additional guards and tighten their security, unknowingly playing into Tanooki's hands. As the sun rises on the day of the final showdown, the tension reaches its peak. Tanooki has gathered enough intelligence to identify the core group of corrupt leaders responsible for the plot. He decides to take a bold approach and directly confront them. Transforming into a majestic white owl, he silently soars over the castle's walls and dives toward the main hall where the leaders gather. His presence is unexpected and leaves the group stunned, granting Tanooki a fleeting advantage. With swift precision, he shifts into a fierce tiger, unleashing a ferocious roar that echoes through the hall. The rogue group members panic, attempting to retaliate, but Tanooki swiftly switches between animal forms, creating confusion and disarray among his foe. In a dazzling display of combat prowess, Tanooki shapeshifts from one animal to another, utilizing their unique abilities to outmaneuver and overpower the rogue warriors. He transforms into a cunning fox, a swift falcon, and a powerful bear, catching the rogue group off guard with each shift. As the battle rages on, Tanooki's agility and versatility prove to be the key to his success. He outwits and outmatches his adversaries, striking them down one by one with calculated precision. His display of mastery over his shape-shifting abilities leaves the rogue group in awe and terror. Amidst the chaos, Roshi makes his move, leading a group of local villagers who have rallied to Tanooki's cause. Together, they take on the remaining rogue forces outside the hall, creating a diversion and cutting off reinforcements. In a climactic moment, Tanooki assumes the form of a majestic dragon, exuding an aura of power and authority. The rogue group's leaders are paralyzed with fear, realizing the futility of their actions against the seemingly supernatural creature before them. With a resounding roar, the dragon Tanooki delivers the final blow, effectively neutralizing the corrupt leaders. The rogue group's reign of terror comes to an end, and justice prevails. Roshi, with pride in his eyes, realizes that his young protege has not only mastered his shape-shifting abilities, but has also found his true purpose in protecting the innocent and upholding justice. As the mentor and the hero stand side by side, they become an enduring legend in the region, reminding everyone of the power of courage, friendship, and embracing one's true self. With the acceptance of his new identity, Tanooki becomes even more adept at using his shape-shifting abilities strategically. He learns to harness the strengths of different animals during his missions, adopting various forms to suit each situation. His versatility and unpredictable nature make him a formidable force against the corrupt warlords and officials. Tanooki's fame spreads far and wide as the tales of the Shifter of Shadows continue to captivate the people's imagination. He becomes a symbol of hope and resistance for those suffering under the oppressive rule of the warlords. With Roshi's guidance and the support of the local villagers, Tanooki establishes a secret network of like-minded individuals dedicated to promoting justice and assisting the oppressed and assisting the oppressed. Known as the Shadows Alliance, this group works discreetly to counter the corrupt officials and provide aid to those in need. As the years pass, Tanooki's exploits become the stuff of legends. Rumors of a mysterious Tanooki roaming the countryside, righting wrongs and protecting the innocent, spread far and wide. Some claim he can even control the very shadows themselves, using darkness as his ally. However, not everyone is supportive of Tanooki's actions. The warlords and corrupt officials he thwarts are determined to eliminate the enigmatic vigilante once and for all. They issue bounties for his capture, and the more superstitious among them believe him to be a supernatural being, bringing curses and ill fortune to those who cross his path. Tanooki's encounters with his adversaries become increasingly perilous. He must rely on his ingenuity, combat skills, and shapeshifting abilities to outwit and outmaneuver his foe. He becomes a master of blending into his surroundings, using his animal forms to gather information unnoticed and strike when least expected. Throughout his journey, Tanooki never forgets his roots as Yoshi, the orphan boy who survived amidst the chaos of the Sengoku period. He secretly provides aid and support to other orphans and those affected by the ongoing civil wars. As the Shadows Alliance grows, Tanooki's influence expands, and the balance of power begins to shift. The corrupt officials become increasingly fearful of his presence, and some of the warlords start to question their oppressive ways under the threat of the enigmatic Tanooki. However, Tanooki's path is not without personal challenges. He grapples with the loss of his human form, yearning for the normal life he once dreamed of having. Roshi, the retired samurai and mentor, continues to provide wisdom and guidance, reminding him that his true strength lies in his determination, not his physical form. As the years go by, Tanooki's legend becomes interwoven with the history of the Sengoku period. The stories of his bravery and selflessness inspire hope among the people, laying the groundwork for a future where the power of the warlords begins to wane. In the end, Tanooki's legacy becomes an enduring symbol of resilience, courage, and the indomitable spirit of those who stand against tyranny. The tales of the shifter of shadows continue to be told for generations, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, one individual can make a profound difference and shape the course of history. And so, the legend of Tanooki lives on, forever etched into the annals of Japan's turbulent past. As Tanooki is struggling being an animal, yearning to be human again, he decides to go back to where the ritual was taking place to see if he can have any kind of chance to turn back into a human. He stumbles across what looks like a glowing rock. He goes to pick it up, and he is transported to a place in time he has no knowledge about. It seems he's in a new world, a strange world. A strange world.